Good morning, student. In the continued series of electrochemistry, we start another kind of primary battery, which is mercury cell. Already, all of you know primary batteries are non-rechargeable battery. These are the battery in which reactions occurs at once, and after the long use they get discharged and cannot recharge again, are known as primary battery. And the well-known example of primary battery already discussed in the previous video, which is the dry cell, and their construction and their function already discussed. Now another kind of primary battery, which is mercury cell or button cell, is also said to be it. Okay, mercury cell. First of all, try to understand about the mercury cell. Mercury cell are built up in a chamber which is made up of zinc mercury amalgam, which acts as anode, and a paste of HGO and carbon acts as cathode, and the electrolyte is the paste of potassium hydroxide and zinc oxide. And following reaction will takes place at anode. Zn plus 2 OH minus gives ZnO plus H2O liquid plus 2 electron. At cathode, HgO plus H2O plus 2 electron forms Hg plus 2 OH minus. This is the reaction which occurs inside the mercury cell. So please, all of you, remember this. Reactions occurs at anode and cathode, and mercury cell is suitable for the low current devices. Understand? It is mainly used in hearing aid. Number 2, watches, wrist watches, calculator, etc. In the mercury cell, cathode reactions is, this is the anodic reactions and this is the cathodic reactions, and it creates a potential of 1.35 volt. Okay, so it is suitable for the low current devices. So now student, there are the two kind of primary battery in your syllabus. Number 1 is the dry cell, number 2 is the mercury cell. In these two, reactions occurs at cathode and anode, always be remember, and it is mainly asked in the board examinations. So please remember all time. I think that all of you understand. Now student, try to understand about the secondary battery. Secondary battery, these are the battery in which reactions occurs many times, and after the regular use get discharged, but once again recharged by passing electricity through it, are known as secondary battery. A good quality secondary battery consists large number of charging and discharging cycle. As you know, the battery which having the large number of plate, that means they have large number of charging and discharging cycle. So they have a longer capacity, their backup time is long. So secondary battery having the large number of charging and discharging cycle are used to produce large backup. Okay, and the well-known example of secondary battery is lead storage battery, which is mainly used in automobiles. To start the engine of the automobiles, generally use the lead storage battery. But nowadays, lead storage battery use is minimized, because all of you know that lead is one of the pollutants. But earlier it was mainly used as a secondary battery. So in this topic, please all of you try to understand. Lead storage battery are the example of secondary battery. It consists of lead anode and a grid means chamber, grid of lead packed with lead oxide, acts as cathode, and 38% solution of sulfuric acid acts as electrolytes, and following reactions takes place. At anode, Pb solid plus sulfate forms PbSO4 plus 2 electron. At cathode, PbO2 plus sulfate ions plus 4Ah plus 2 electron forms PbSO4 plus H2O. This is the important reactions occurs in the lead storage battery, and it is important because it is asked in the examinations. So please all of you remember these two. The reactions occurs at anode and cathode inside the lead storage battery. Okay. Now lead storage battery is generally 3 volt, 6 volt and 12 volt. Depends upon the number of plates. Every plates produce the potential of 1.5 volt. So for 3 volt there are the 4 plates, for 6 just double, for 12 then double. So it can be produced in wide range, 3 volt, 6 volt, 12 volt, understand? And it is mainly used in automobiles, lead storage battery. But nowadays the use of lead storage battery is minimized because lead is one of the pollutants causing material. So nowadays we use another kind of secondary battery. So we try to understand the second type of secondary battery. Once again student, actually during the charging, the PbSO4 formed at anode and cathode, it once again break up into Pb and PbO2 respectively. Okay, so they once again restore, therefore they are recharged again. Once again, the lead sulfate forms at anode and cathode, once again broken by passing electricity in reverse manner during the charging into Pb and PbO2 respectively, therefore they are recharged again. But during the charging and discharging, the plate has been start to degraded. So after a certain time the plate becomes completely degraded, and after a longer year of use, they get completely discharged because of the collapse of the platelet, understand? But they are rechargeable. Now we start another kind of secondary battery. So now student, this is the another important kind of secondary battery, which is nickel cadmium cell. Okay, it is a rechargeable nickel cadmium cell in a jelly roll arrangement, and separated by a layer of soaked in moist sodium or potassium hydroxide, and it has long life than the lead storage cell, but it more expensive of manufacture. So we shall not go for the details overall working of the cell, and following overall reaction will take place. CD solid plus Ni OH whole thrice solid forms CDO plus 2Ni OH whole twice plus H2O liquid, understand? This is the another kind of secondary battery, but its manufacturing cost is very high, so it is not used in regular manner. So it details working is and construction is not required to understand. So simply you note down the overall reactions which may be asked in the examinations. So it is another kind of the battery which has very longer life span, but its manufacturing cost is high. So detail is not required to study in this chapter. Mainly you understand the reactions and always keep in your mind. Or the advantage, always all of you remember, it has longer life span and its durability is very high. So it is the second example of the secondary battery. So there is two examples of secondary battery are discussed today. Number one is the lead storage battery. Number two is the Two is the nickel cadmium battery. Before this secondary battery, we discussed about the mercury cell, and previous day we discussed about the dry cell. So two kind of primary cells are discussed, dry cells and mercury cell. Number in secondary battery, also two type. Number one is the lead storage battery, important for you, and second is the nickel cadmium battery. Hoping that all of you understand. Now, my dear student, try to understand the concept of fuel cell. The galvanic cell, which are designed to convert heat energy produced by the combustion of hydrogen, methane, etc. directly into electrical energy, are known as fuel cell. And the well-known example of fuel cell is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cells are used in Apollo space program, and the advantage of this cell is it provides water for the astronauts in space. So it is one of the important advantages of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. In this cell, hydrogen and oxygen are bubbled through porous carbon electrode. There are the electrodes which are made up of the carbon into concentrated aqueous sodium hydroxide solution. And here finely powdered catalysts such as platinum or platinum metals are used to increase the rate of electrode reactions. And the following reaction will take place at cathode and anode. Okay. At cathode, O2 gas plus 2H2 liquid plus 4 electron plus gives 4 OH minus aqueous. At anode, 2H2 gas plus 4 OH minus aqueous gives 2H2 liquid plus 4 electron. This is the important electrode reactions which occurs in the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. And hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is mainly used in a space program, and the advantage of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is that it provides drinking water for astronauts in space. So it may be asked in the examination. Next, fuel cells are more efficient than that of the fuel cells are more efficient than that of the other cells. And also fuel cell, the energy produced by the electricity produced by the fuel cell is 70%, whereas efficiency of energy produced by the thermal power plants is only 40%. So in future it mainly depends upon the fuel cell for the production of electricity, because it is more efficient than that of the thermal power plants, and also it doesn't cause pollution. So it is the important source for the production of electricity. So once again, what are the fuel cell? The galvanic cell, which are designed to convert heat energy produced by the combustion of fuel like methane, hydrogen, etc. directly into electricity is known as fuel cell. And the well-known example of fuel cell are hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So it is important for you, and in board examination several times it is asked, so it is important for you. Understand?